Who's going to win the battle, guys? Is it the Active? Is it the MJJC? You guys let me know. Drop a comment in the comment section. Do you have a favorite? Who's going to win that battle? You have to stay tuned to find out. The new Active foam cannon compared to a classic favorite, the MJJC Foam Cannon S version 3.0. Which one is better? We're going to talk about the price. We're going to do a demo so you can see the performance. We're going to talk about their features, and hopefully you'll make a better purchasing decision. So what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Pan the Organizer. By the way, quick disclaimer, this is not a sponsored video. I'm giving you my thoughts, my opinions, and I'll leave the links to all of the tools, products, and equipment in the description under the video for you guys to check them out. So all you have to do is sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. So let's dig right into it. I was quite excited because I do like Active as a brand. They come out with pretty awesome stuff, and they listen to viewer feedback, right? And they take their time to develop some cool stuff. So when I saw that they came out with the Active foam cannon, I just had to order one from my friends over at Carzilla. So shout out to them. They're in Canada. By the way, the packaging is amazing. So the unboxing experience, they're like the Apple of the pressure washer industry and accessories and detailing, right? So beautiful box. Inside you get a instruction booklet, and they give you some extra, can I show you these if the camera can focus? All right, some extra orifices. So depending on the power of your pressure washer, like any foam cannon, traditionally it comes with a 1.25 millimeter orifice. So that's perfect because I have a pretty powerful Krenzla 1122 TST pressure washer that outputs 2.1 gallons per minute of water. So I can leave the stock orifice. I never have to swap that on mine. But if you have a weaker pressure washer that delivers anywhere from 1.2, 1.4 GPM, gallons per minute of water, you might want to experiment with a 1.1 millimeter orifice, for example. So it makes the orifice smaller. So you're getting more back pressure though. So make sure that you have proper circuitry because it could trip potentially a 15 amp circuit. I have 20 amps in my garage, but just be careful if you experiment. Note that it will have some higher pressure and it's trying to force more liquid and product out of the nozzle, right? Because it's a smaller orifice, so you're going to get more back pressure, and that could trip potentially your 15 amp circuit if that's what you use. But you're going to get more foam output if everything is fine electrically speaking. So what are we looking at with this? Let's talk about the construction first, because I think they absolutely, first of all, nailed the design. So if we open the bottle, first of all, very high quality plastic. This is a very durable one. It has the Active logo on it. Can you guys see that? There we go. And there's some markings here on the side. So this is a 1 liter container. So you get the milliliter markings. I wish they'd also put some ounces for our friends in the USA. You got the wide mouth opening. I think that is a must. Anybody that designs a foam cannon today, this is important so you can pour the liquids easily. The pickup tube is this beautiful kind of very flexible material. I like to see that, rubberized material, stainless steel ball at the end, a weighted ball here. So depending, regardless of which angle you're in, the ball is always going to pick up the liquid that's inside. Now on this one, beautiful T304 stainless steel full internals, right? So not just the quick connect, but the entire body itself. So that distinguishes it from many on the market because, of course, well, stainless steel is a more desirable type product compared to brass, for example. It should have even more durability. The plastics that they use are higher quality, in my opinion, slightly compared to the MJJC. If we look at the MJJC Foam Cannon SV3, the body is brass, so this one has been used quite a bit. I love this foam cannon, obviously, so you can see a bit of green starting there, some weathering. It does have this kind of screw back. So this is a better option if you want to swap orifices more easily. You see that over there, you use a flat screwdriver and you can remove your orifice and then you just screw this back on. So I think that's a cool feature from the MJJC. They're the only ones that I've seen that do this, right? But the rest of the body is brass. The plastics are pretty good. You can see that it's a wider base, right? For the Active compared to the S. So although this one doesn't tip over for me, you're gonna have even less chances of this one tipping over because it's a wider base. So this one also has milliliter markings on the side for the MJJC. It does have that soft tube with a weighted ball at the end. So overall, build quality is good. What about the price, right? They're priced quite similarly depending on when you're looking at this. I'm filming this in April of 2025. But for the Active itself, it's priced at roughly 85 USD on the Active website. In Canada, I think it's roughly 120. Don't quote me on it, but I'll leave the links in the description. So in the US, 85 USD. For the Foam Cannon SV3, again, depending on where you're looking at, but traditionally you can find this for roughly 80 USD. So they're very, very similar in price. But you're getting, don't forget, the T304 stainless construction body here on the Active. You're also getting this nozzle here in the front. You can do a vertical fan or a horizontal fan like this, so you can turn it around. So you're getting a vertical dispersion, or if you twist it like this, you can have the fan spread out in a horizontal mode. So I really like that. You can do the same with the MJJC, by the way. And then of course, you can widen or tighten to control how it streams out. So either shooting straight or more of a wider fan spread, so you can have full control. And of course, your valve up top, I really like this design. So plus or minus for more or less foam, depending on how thick or how runny you like it. So you screw or unscrew. I'm gonna put it to the maximum foam setting, because if you're using a foam cannon, I'm guessing you're wanting the same foam. So overall, another feature that I like, this one here from the Active, when you're putting back the top, you have to actually screw it in, right? So it's not the end of the world, it's a wide neck. But the cool feature of the MJJC is, look at that, it's a half twist turn and you remove it, because look at the way the neck is designed. So the way it goes on is much quicker. So you put it in, half turn, and you're good to go. So this is a better, like, if you're looking at design, this back piece that unscrews and the neck, how it unscrews, is a better feature compared to the Active, in my opinion. As far as build quality overall, I'm gonna have to slightly give it to the Active because of the slightly better plastics for the bottle. It feels better. It's a wider base. It grips better in your hands compared to this that has less angles. There's this slit here on the MJJC. I don't know if you can see that ridge there. So it does allow for good gripping, but with this one, you get 3 of those rigid kind of sides. So it's always a perfect grip. And you have the T304 stainless steel that I really like. Please, any manufacturer that's designing foam cannons, try to use stainless steel. Everybody loves that. We all desire that. And Active proved that they can use quality materials in something that's under $100. Yes, there are foam cannons out there that you can get for 15 bucks on Amazon, but they're definitely not the same build quality. Do they still foam? Yeah, absolutely. If that does the trick for you, fine. But for those who want some finer things in life, or who appreciate the quality or the craftsmanship that's been put into this, and let's have a look, like design-wise, I'm gonna give it to the Active. It just looks so much better. It's even more compact. The MJJC is a bit taller if we compare base to base, right? But I mean, this here we know is a foam cannon that usually always generates more thick foam. If you want that thicker type foam, the MJJC will do it for you. From what I heard in the Active videos, what they were aiming for is not the ultra thick or rich foam, that shaving cream-like texture, and not the ultra runny one either. They wanted something in between because they heard the feedback from their people who were, or their viewers or their buyers, their customers basically. And not everyone wants the ultra thick foam. Not everybody wants a runny foam. So they went kind of that Goldilocks in between. So what we're going to do, we're going to see the difference that you get out of the box, right? Because if you want to measure the actual panel impact ratio, the PIR, each foam cannon is different. So you think you're using, let's say, a 1:10 dilution ratio, but in reality, you're going to get higher concentration with the MJJC. So that's why they usually also get more foam compared to something like maybe the Active. So you'd have to actually measure those. There's a video from Improved Garage. If you guys want to dig into it, go check out his channel. It's pretty interesting the way he came out with calculations to see how much actual like concentration these guys dispense. It's more complicated, but I know most of the people, they just want no hassle, right? You want to take your foam cannon, do your dilution, start using it, and that's it. And that's what we're going to do today. So the shampoo, you guys guessed it, Clean by Pan, the organizer shampoo, fantastic in the bucket, of course, but you can also use it in your foam cannon if you want to. The new recommended dilution is a 1:10 ratio, so 1 part of product to 10 parts of water. So in your foam cannon, for example, you would add 20 ounces of water, 2 ounces of the shampoo, so that's a 1:10 dilution ratio for 22 total ounces, and you're good to go. If you want to use the full container, that would be 30 ounces of water and 3 ounces of shampoo. So that gives you 33 total ounces for a 1:10 dilution ratio. So again, you can adjust with more or less, right? If it's too thick for you, just use less shampoo, or you can adjust the knobs on top. This is what lets more or less of that solution come through here. So you're going to get more or less foam. So there's many ways you can adjust the thickness and richness of your foam. So if you have too much, you can use less soap or make it more runny with the knob as you guys want. If you want more of that foam, of course, maximize the knob to get the most foam output and use a bit more shampoo, whatever you guys want. There are many variables, right, that impact the thickness and richness of foam. So your type of pressure washer, the more gallons per minute of water output, the more foam you're going to get. The type of foam cannon, not all foam cannons foam the same, right? Also, the type of soap that you're using, not all soaps foam the same. The dilution ratio of the soap that you're using, start with the manufacturer's recommended dilution ratios and then adjust accordingly to your setup. And also the water quality. So I'm not using my water deionizer today, but because I want to give you guys a look of what it looks like with normal water, normal tap water. So mine is roughly at 176, 178 ppm, which is considered at the beginning of hard water. But yeah, if you use a water deionizer, even better, you're going to get even more thick foam and rich foam and all that kind of stuff, more suds in your bucket. So there are many variables that you guys got to keep in mind. The culprit is not always the foam cannon when you don't have foam, right? There are many variables, as we said. So we're going to fill these up with the same solution, 1:10 dilution ratio of the Clean by Pan Deorganizer. We're going to spray 2 panels with each one, and we're going to have a look so you guys can see the difference and then come back with the closing thoughts. And hopefully, is there going to be a winner? You guys are going to find out. All right, guys, so we did our mix. Of course, always make sure you shake your bottles correctly up and down, right? And of course, twirl to thoroughly mix the solution inside. So what I can tell here with the MJJC, as you can tell from the head, it leaks a bit, not the end of the world, but yeah, you do get a bit of that. What goes through the back here and the front, that's normal because that siphon kind of sucks that solution back in. So that's going to happen with all the foam cannons. But out of this here, there's a bit of leak from that gasket kind of part if you want. Whereas the active, you don't. So even if I mix it around as much as I want, so here, this is truly leak proof. So good on active for that. Like, I think the difference is quite obvious. This one, when I shake it around, so it bubbles through here, right? You can see that. Can you see that on camera? Look at that, it's still coming out. Compared to the active, even if I'm aggressive with shaking it, there's nothing that is coming out of there right now. See that? So good job, active, for that. Now, let's use them both on half the panel and the other half with the other foam cannon. I'm going to switch as quickly as I can. All right, so are you guys ready? Let's have a look. So MJJC Foam Cannon S version 3 on the front door. There we go. And quickly, now with the active on the rear door, let's adjust the fan spread. Double pass on each one, and let's have a look. Let me bring you right in. So this is what we have, guys. So the consistency on the MJJC is slightly thicker, slightly runnier at this point on the active side. If we have a look. So if we look at the flop on the ground, this is still like both sides, you get very, very good foam. Of course, this is a very foamy product to begin with, the Clean by Pan Deorganizer shampoo, as you guys know. For those who have tested, what I like about this, it clings on to the surface very nicely, but we can definitely tell, see the difference in texture. If we move back, quite obvious. So MJJC Foam Cannon SV3, so that thicker type shaving cream texture, which is why it clumps up more and falls more, compared to here, which some might actually desire more, right? Because it clings on better coverage on this side. So what do you guys think? What do you prefer? In my opinion, at this point, you can't really go wrong. I mean, look at that once again. Look at that foam. It's So both are very, very good. What do you guys think? All right, let's try a flat panel now, and we're gonna try with the active one first. So half the hood with the active, one pass. We're going to disconnect this. We're going to put the MJJC, one pass with the MJJC. Okay, so here once again, I think we can tell the difference. MJJC foam cannon S V3, and this side is the active foam cannon. So if we have a look, both are exceptional. Very, very nice foam. Just a tad bit runnier on the active, but still very good. And again, I think it's going to be a question of personal preference, like what people actually prefer. But in both situations, like this might even be like too much foam. I'd probably knock it down because my pressure washer, the Krensley 1122 at 2.1 gallons per minute is very stout. So it's always going to give me tremendous foam. But so yeah, what do you guys think? MJJC on this side, active on this side. Is there anything that you think is better? So slightly richer and thicker, but again, we're nitpicking here, right? So what did you guys think? Is it the active foam cannon or the MJJC foam cannon S version 3? Drop a comment in the comment section. As far as foam production is concerned, both are very good at this point. I'm not going to nitpick. Slightly thicker foam or richer with the MJJC foam cannon S version 3, but I mean the active is no slouch. For build quality, overall slight advantage to the active because of the wider base. I really like this plastic material, better ergonomics, truly leak-proof cap here. Of course, T304 stainless steel body, so that's the best. Slightly better plastics compared to the MJJC, but I mean, this guy for features has this screw back that is easy if you want to switch your orifice. It has a nice still bottle design, better plastic than the first iteration of the Pro V3, right? That was kind of not a disaster, but they're reworking that. So I think they went back to the engineering thanks to Cars with Kiev. So shout out to my man, Kiev, who did some testing and dropping foam cannons. If you want to see all that exciting stuff, check it out, Cars with Kiev. So he likes to test equipment, including foam cannons, pressure washers, all that good stuff. I'm Josh V as well, his channel. They love to test equipment and pressure washers. So check that out. Price-wise, I mean, $5 difference on most websites, 85 USD, this one 80 USD roughly. So that's not that big of a difference for the quality that you're getting more with this guy. Yeah, design, I will give it to the active. It just looks prettier. I don't know what you guys think. Of course, that's subjective, but is there a winner? As much as I like to select winners in battle videos, in this one, I think it comes down more to the preferences, personal preferences for the features. Do you want something out of brass? Do you want something with the screw back? Do you want this type of bottle, more lengthy kind of thing, the design you prefer, whatever features you want? Or do you prefer something that's not leaking, a 304 stainless steel body type thing, a wider base? It really boils down to a question of personal preference. I think both of these get my stamp of approval. Great job by both brands. And so, yeah, out of the box, if all you're looking for is the best foam, period, regardless of which snow foam you're using, which shampoo, all that kind of stuff, and you want to remove any guesswork, I think the MJJC is a solid pick. If you want something that will perform well, that will last probably longer because of the quality of the stainless steel, and you love the design, well, the active is also a winner. So again, you cannot go wrong. I'll leave links to all this stuff in the description under the video. If you guys have any of these, it's good to have your feedback. Have they been lasting for you? Have they been performing up to your standards? Let me know. Drop comments in the comment sections. And in the meantime, also, if you want to check out more videos, including I have a video on how you can get more foam from your foam cannon. So kind of troubleshoot guide 101. I'll leave that linked in the description, and also many videos on my channel if you guys want to see snow foam battles and which one is the best and all that kind of stuff. Check it out. And in the meantime, don't forget, keep it tight, keep it clean, and I'll see you all on the next one.